Hey everyone, this is my easy delicious pizza dough. You start with 1 cup warm water, 1 teaspoon yeast, and 1 teaspoon sugar. And you mix those up and leave them to the side for a few minutes and they'll foam up. The water should be a bit above room temperature. Then we mix 2 cups flour and 1 teaspoon salt together in a mixing bowl. When your yeast mixture has foamed nicely on top, slowly add it in. If it doesn't foam up nicely, it could be because the water was too cold or too hot and the yeast didn't activate properly. But if you use just above room temperature, it'll be totally fine. Then on a floured surface, get some flour on your hands too and get that dough out and start kneading. Just push really hard into it. You want to really press all the yeast and glutens into each other, get those activated and working well. Should be pretty sticky on your hands, so use as much flour as you need to stop everything from sticking, and it should just end up being a nice spongy ball. When you're done that, get a lightly oiled bowl, put the dough in, cover with a clean damp cloth, and let it rise for an hour or two in a warm place. I use an oven, but you have to be careful not to have the oven on. And after 1 to 2 hours, your dough will have risen enough to move on to the next stage, which we're going to do a quick little knead again, just to kind of press it back down. And then we're going to roll it out to shape. So get plenty more flour on your rolling pin, on your hands, on the surface, because it's still really sticky. There we go. I'm rolling it out to size. You can divide it into 2 smaller, thinner pizzas, but I like the 1 big, thick pizza. That's what I like. We're going to go 1 big, thick pizza here. So on a pan, lightly oil the pan so that the dough doesn't stick, and it also gives you a nice crispy bottom crust. And just fit the dough to the pan, just squeeze it in there, push it in there. Let's try and get everything as even as possible, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And cover again and let it rise for another hour. You can also freeze the dough in an airtight bag and it'll be good for about 2 weeks or so. All right, so there it's risen in the pan and we're just gonna go right into the toppings. We'll start with sauce, cheese. I've got some veggies and some leftover Christmas turkey, but you guys can put whatever you want on it. That's the joy of pizza. And bake at 400 for 15 to 20 minutes, but remember every oven is different. Thanks a lot.